Hey everyone, it's Gary here from Echidna Sewing, and today I want to talk to you about surge protectors and protecting your expensive machine from the vagaries of power. You know, living anywhere in Australia, you'll often come across situations where your power will fluctuate and you'll get what's called power surges or spikes, and they're the one thing that can actually damage your expensive machines without you even knowing about it. And more importantly today, what I'm going to tell you about is a new product from Thor, which is the one of the Australian manufacturers of surge protection devices. But first, I want to explain why it's important to protect your expensive electronic equipment. If you happen to own a machine like this, now this is a dream machine, it's $10,000, $12,000 worth. It has got loads of amazing circuit boards in there, and our camera lady's going to get in here and have a look at this. So look at the detail in that, and that's just one of the boards in that machine. And each little component does a job. Now, they're very, very reliable, incredibly reliable, but if you get bad power or a really bad power surge or a spike, any one of those components on that board could get damaged. So it's important to protect them. And of course, boards, they're not overly expensive, but they are still an inconvenience and a bit of an expense if you do need to get them repaired. So we'll pop that down for a minute and we'll talk about what an actual power surge is. It's essentially when you get more power flowing into the device than it is supposed to come in, and that can happen through lightning strikes, through car crashes into the local power pole. There's all sorts of reasons it can happen, and often you don't see electricity, so you don't even know it's happened. But I guess many of you have seen lights go dim in the house and then surge back on in a brighter color. That's a power surge and a brownout, and there's all sorts of good information on our website that will explain that in detail. But more importantly, what I want to talk about today is why you should protect your machine and give you a practical demonstration of what a power surge actually does. Now, it's important to understand that you probably all have surge protection devices. Many of you will have these big multi-plug devices in your sewing room, and they're good and they do a great job. But often they're inconvenient, and particularly if you're going to take your machine to a class or something, you don't want to carry one of these big guys around with you. So Thor have introduced this little guy, which is actually what we call an inline surge protector. Now, most machines in Australia have what's called a figure-8 plug that plugs into the device down here. And that's what this guy has. The surge protector is adapted or includes the plug that plugs into your machine. So you take the plug that you would have used that would have come with the machine, discard that, don't use it. You're actually going to use this device, and you'll see I've got it plugged into my lead here, and there's my surge protection device there. You'll notice it has a light on it, so that tells you that it's actually working. If that light goes off, it means it's not going to work. It's not doing anything. And given that these have a 6-year warranty, if you see that light not working within that 6 years, you just bring it back and we'll replace it. But the big difference with this one is its capacity to protect. Now, let's talk about that. The term they use in this industry for excess energy is called joules. Now, joules is a measurement for energy. And pretty much every machine in Australia is designed to take 240 volts. Now, sometimes you will get way more than 240 volts coming through your line. It's been noted that sometimes you can get voltage way up to 700 volts, which is really bad. And if that gets to your machine without being sort of clamped or absorbed before it gets there, it will cause damage, or very likely cause damage. So that's what a surge protector does, is it prevents that excess energy getting to the machine. And we use the rating called joules. Now, that rating varies. If you have, let's have a look at this little guy here, for instance. Now, it's a great product, a very good product, but it only supports 861 joules of energy. In other words, once it has absorbed an excess of 861 joules of energy, it will no longer be able to absorb any more excess energy. Now, this product here, this is what makes this so unique. It's a whole new technology. This one absorbs, 23,000 joules of energy. And that is incredible for such an amazingly small device. So talking about that absorption factor, and the best analogy I can give you is it's a bit like water being poured onto this paper towel here. The paper towel that I've got on this plate can only absorb so much water before that water will then spill out and fill the plate. And that's what happens with power surge protectors. Once they absorb all the energy they can, they no longer prevent that excess energy from getting through to the machine. So here's my practical example. I'm using a little bit of coloured water here, and I've got a clean paper towel here. Now if I pour a little bit of this water on the towel, you'll notice that the towel absorbs it, right? Well, that makes sense, you will understand that. And if I pour a little bit more, it's still absorbing it. I could actually lift that towel up now and you'll see that there's probably virtually no water left on the plate. But the more I pour on there, the less it has the capacity to absorb the excess water. And now you can see it spilling out onto the plate because we filled it. We filled the paper towel with too much water and now it's just going to spill out everywhere. And that's how surge protectors work. In essence, they absorb the excess power. It gets here, it gets taken up by this little device. And if anything got through there beyond that, it may damage the machine. And that's the beauty of this guy, is it will not let excess power get to your machine and damage it. And that's why we always recommend using a surge protector on electronic devices, whether it's a sewing machine, an expensive TV, stereo system, a refrigerator. Everything has electronics in it now, so using surge protection is really important. So the other thing I'd like to point out is the other benefits of this product. Now there's a whole list of them here, of course, but the other really the key feature is how quickly a surge protector can protect, and it rates down to nanoseconds. That's really, really quick. But if you get a power surge come through, then the device, and this one operates at 1 nanosecond, so that's amazing. So this device has to react within 1 nanosecond. I can't even begin to tell you how quick that is. Some devices that you'll buy won't operate within, there might be 20 nanoseconds. And by that stage, a lot of the damage is already done to your machine. Now, other key features on this product is, apart from the massive 23,000 joules, is it also filters against noise in the power lines. And again, we've got a great video on our website with this product to explain all that in layman's terms. This is also the fabulous 6-year warranty, which I think I mentioned just before. The cord is 1.2 meters long, so it's long enough to reach your power socket. And it has a clamping voltage of 275 volts. So that means if for example, you get more than 275 volts come through your line, this will clamp at that 275 volts. A lot of systems don't clamp anywhere near that. So by the time the surge protector picks up that something's wrong, the damage has already been done. Now, of course, I'm a sewing machine mechanic by trade, and in 38 years, I have seen so many power boards blown by surges and spikes and lightning strikes and all sorts of things. So protecting your equipment with a surge protector is one of the easiest things you can do. And finally, I should also mention, these guys have a $500,000 connected equipment warranty. So if by chance you've got this plugged into your expensive machine and the lightning strike comes by and it doesn't protect your machine and your machine gets fried, they will pay to fix the machine. So that's a bit of peace of mind there too. Visit our website, have a look at it. It's called the Thor TV IQ2. So great product. Watch the videos that are on there. We'll have some great prices online. Well worth having a look at it. RRP is $199, but I'm sure we'll be able to do better than that. So visit our website and yeah, check it out. Educate yourself about power, and it's the best way to protect your expensive machines. Cheers.